Hello out there, we're on the air. It's a curling championship Sunday coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. This is the Women's Championship of the 2024 Men's and Women's MoPac Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Hello, this is your host Ryan Olson with you, bringing the final contest in our weekend-long events, showcasing 16 men's teams. The winner was crowned yesterday. It was Team McBride out of Orange County, and now today it's the women's turn to crown their champion. This is a contest between Team Walsh, throwing the Yellow Rocks, hailing out of the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, taking on Team Aubrey from Coyotes. It's a home game for Team Aubrey. Rocks in play, we're underway. Happy to be here. We're going to introduce the teams and let you guys know how they got here and a whole lot more. So please stick around. It's going to be a good one. And Walsh does not have the hammer to start. They put up a center guard and then drew around it. And now Aubrey is looking to, I think, draw to the wing. I think maybe put up a corner guard or sit in front of the red that's already in the house. And that would be Karen Cole's second stone. And that does turn into a corner guard. So Team Walsh has had to play 3 games in a row, which is not uncommon on a weekend, especially if you're making a push to the championship. Technical timeout, looking for the biter bar. So there's a question about whether that red on the wing is touching the house. This is a good example of the 5 rock rule. There's a couple of rules regarding the rocks in front of the house not touching the rings. The most common rule is the 5 rock rule, where an opposing team cannot remove a guard from the house until after the 5th rock to the end. The new variation is what's known as the no-tick rule, where a stone that is touching the center line, you can see there is a yellow touching the center line there. The red team cannot push that yellow off the center line or into the house until after the 6th rock to the end. All right, so the biter bar is put onto the ice. She's cooling it down so it doesn't melt in the house and causing problems. The biter bar is the second most exciting measure in all of sports. The most exciting measure, of course, is the pressure gauge that we use to measure rocks at the end of an end. And let us see if it is going to bite. Is it bite? It looks to be out. Kind of looked like that from the overhead or the over-the-shoulder shot, but it's always good to double check. And so that means Walsh cannot make a play on that with this next stone, which is the 5th rock to the end. And so it looks like Walsh is going to draw around to the center with her 3rd stone coming from Megan Armstrong. And Megan's been curling since 8 years old from Calgary, Alberta, using duct tape as a slider stuck to the bottom of her runner, which I understand. I've never done it, but that's not an uncommon way to to do sliders. This one doesn't seem to have come back. And so the 5-rock rule is over. And so now the skip for Team Aubrey, Debbie Aubrey, can start clearing rocks. And she's going to be asking the second Tracy Drummond to do the honors. And this looks like it's going to make contact. It's going to maybe get, it's going to get one definitely. Is it going to get a second one? No, it's going to push the. So clears one of the guards, and now Walsh wants to put up a second guard. And the warm room is about half full, but it sounds like it's to capacity. So Walsh is sitting shot right now, and it looks like she wants to keep the advantage as Megan delivers her second stone here. So as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, or the top of the broadcast, probably best not to say both words at the same time. At the start of the broadcast, I let you guys know that we had 7 women's teams. So they did a 6-game round robin where each team played their 6 opponents. We had 6 of the teams on the ice at any given time, and the other team had a bye. When that all ended last night, we had 4 teams at the top of the table with 4-2 records. And so, as such, they did some mathematical sorting. Team Aubrey was on top, and they got the top seed and the bye to this championship game. Team Walsh and Team Rowe from Coyotes. Oh, goodness. We'll get back to this. Looking at the action in the house, it looks like the Aubrey stone from Drummond hit the guard, but then the guard ricocheted top seed and the bye to this championship game. So look, it clips the yellow there, and then it pushes the other yellow to the edge of the forefoot. So a bit of a miss there from Team Aubrey. Our center line is 12 feet wide. Good luck. So Walsh is sitting 2 now, and puts up another guard. Those 2 shot stones are pretty well covered. And so let's see here. This is the third for Team Aubrey, Luba Brock, and looking to clear some guards here. Seems there's some latency in my camera feed. I apologize. But this feed definitely is going to clip one of the yellows, just the other red guard on the wings out of the house. So that was a good clear, and now Walsh is going to put the guard back up. And she's going to ask her vice, Kimberly Chapin, to do the honors. So as we were saying before, curling got in the way so rudely. We had 4 teams finish with 4-2 records, and we were able to take the top 3 into the playoffs. Aubrey was the number 1 finisher, and Team Grow and Team Walsh had a semifinal this morning to see who would get their ticket to the championship. It was a very close game between Team Grow and Team Walsh, but Walsh was able to get ahead in the 7th end and was able to make it stick. And they were able to get their entry into today's game for a chance to go to U.S. Nationals, U.S. Club Nationals, have to be precise. U.S. Club Nationals is set for next spring in Fargo. And this looks like it's going to get 1 yellow, and that's all. I think they were maybe hoping to make some contact on the other yellow in the house, but now Aubrey did get rid of one of the Walsh yellows in the house, and I'm curious to see what the shot here is as Walsh makes her way down the ice. I think they're just going to trade hits back and forth, and then maybe roll a little bit to the right from this view, and just further protect their shot stone. But right now in the house, it is Walsh sitting shot, but Aubrey has two reds in the outer part of the rings. And this is the first rock coming from Sarah Walsh, the skip of the titular team Walsh. And looking for a hit, and I think any roll would be nice, but this is going to be more of a nose hit. It's good for third shot, and so now I think Aubrey could make a play for the shot stone, or potentially hit that yellow again. I don't see what good that does. As looks like they're looking to maybe hit. I was thinking there might be a roll there. So the hit gets rid of one of the potential Walsh counters, although it's not currently counting. And I think just make it very narrow, and then also Walsh could use it for her last. Aubrey could use it for her last. And this is the rock coming out from Debbie Aubrey, the skip of the Coyotes team. Also could try the double. Looking at the line here, it looks pretty close. It's more of a nose hit. And that Aubrey red does sit outside of the rings. Next. And Team Walsh is looking to see what they can do here. Sitting one, buried. Don't want to create a situation where Aubrey could double that yellow out and score 2 points. It looks like they are going to try and draw in. If they draw and sit right on top, it would be very hard for Aubrey to get both yellows out. It could also be that Walsh is just looking to draw to a guard position in the top of the house or just above it. But the broom is down. Walsh is getting set in the hack, and this is her last here in the first without hammer. Sounds like they're cleaning it. Looks like it's on the red. And this could be a bit of a disaster for Team Walsh. It does push that red into second shot. However, the yellow rolls to a center guard, and so now the question is, how does Aubrey get that yellow out? They're looking at maybe doing a heavy draw on the right side from this view, and that seems to be what they're doing. It's early in the game, and so giving up one is not a deal breaker, especially in the very first end. If they were giving up a crooked number, that'd be a different story entirely, but a signal is something teams can bounce back from fairly easily. Not my teams, though. So Debbie Aubrey gets set in hat. This is the hammer coming from the Coyotes team at the end of the first end. So calling hard sweep. This is really tight to the guards. It's around one. Is it around two? No. It clips that yellow guard and goes through the house out of play. So it is a steal of one for Team Walsh. And so we'll see what Aubrey can do when she has the hammer for a second time when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. And coverage of this event is brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is your source for the world's best curling rankings. Visit the site today and check out to see how your top teams fare against the rest of the world. You can check out to see overall rankings. You can also sort to see how they compare in various other factors that are important to curlers. And you can also check out the Substack newsletter where each week proprietor Ken Pomeroy offers insights on how he views the numbers in the curling world. That's all at doubletakeout.com. I said he blogs every week. I don't think he blogs every week. He said one of his more recent posts on the Substack newsletter is that it's a new idea that he's working on, so we will see how often the updates come. But he has blogged before, and his blog posts have been pretty interesting to see. And that first time was an interesting sight as well, as the first rock from the lead for Team Walsh settles in as a centered guard. This is the lead stones for Aubrey. Karen Cole, she's been curling for 8 years. Played lead for Team Aubrey in 2022 when they won a bronze medal at the U.S. Senior Women's National Championship. And looking to put up a corner guard on this left side here. Looks like actually it was going to slip into the rings. And so now Walsh is going to secure the center of the rings, asking for Amy to put up another center guard. So Amy, who started curling, well, she was first introduced to curling by her parents, who founded the Columbus Curling Club. And then at 13 years old, she started taking the sport more seriously and joined the juniors league at the club. And some of her accomplishments including qualifying for the U18 Junior Nationals twice, going to the event representing the Great Lakes Curling Association in 2017. Next start coming from Karen. She loves curling, whether it's in a championship, in a competitive league, or coaching new curlers in a social league. She's currently the vice president of the club at Coyotes and secretary of the U.S. Women's Curling Association. And it looks like she's going to put up the corner guard now. And it looks like now teams have kind of set their early end strategy, which is textbook. Walsh, that doesn't have the hammer, is defending, essentially seeking to control the front and center of the house, while Aubrey is drawing to the wings to try and set up a multiple point score. This is the first rock coming from Megan Armstrong, and she is the curler that started curling at 8 by putting duct tape, using duct tape as a slider onto the bottom of her runners. She's participated in numerous bonspiels across southern Alberta in small towns and big cities. And this is going to be on the button. That was a good money shot there from Mage and Armstrong. And so now it's clearing time. Aubrey's asking Tracy Drummond to do the honors. She started curling in 2010 when Coyotes Curling Club was playing at the Ice Den on arena ice. And this looks like it's going to get the second one. This might make a play on the rock in the house. But it's a nose hit. The guard goes through the house out of play without touching anything else on the way by. And so Walsh's response is to put the guard back up. Kind of similar to what we saw in the first end. As Megan gets set, some of her accomplishments include being an A event runner-up in 2018 at the Canadian Medical Bonspiel. She also played 3 times at the Alberta Travelers Championship, which is the Canadian equivalent of this event, done at the provincial level as opposed to the regional level. And that event, I don't know if the regional events got renamed, but the national championship's been renamed the Everest Club Championship, which is a coincidence. It's not a coincidence really, but the winner of this event will go to U.S. Nationals. Should you become the U.S. champion, you will get a berth in this new North American Club Curling Championship, which will pit the teams from the U.S. against Canada. And Everest is the sponsor of this new event. So Drummond's second shot to clear guards clears one of the red guards and clips one of the reds of the house on the way by. It is still Walsh sitting 1. Aubrey is sitting second. And Kimberly Chapin's being asked to draw around. I think maybe put a stone in the top of the house or put the guard back up. Just seeing how the rocks are curling. Kimberly and Walsh have similar competitive records. So the guard is up. It does crash on the guard and push it out. I've got 6 more ends. I don't want words to fail me now. That shot from Kimberly did open things up, so there is a port to maybe draw through for Luba Brock, and that does appear to be what Aubrey is calling. Luba started curling in Canada, playing on her high school team, and then on the University of Western Ontario's women's team, plural possessive. London, Ontario, not the British Empire, Great Kingdom, Great Britain. London, Ontario is a college and curling town, and most students did not own cars. Let's see if this takeout is going to be on target. It looks close. It just kisses that guard that was pushed in the way, and then wrecks on the red in the house, and then rolls up to the left upper 12-foot. So it's opening things up. The rocks are maybe not going exactly where the teams are expecting them to. The net stone coming from Kimberly. So she's had 5 appearances at club national championships, hoping to make 2024 her next one. She was at 12, 13, 14, 17, and 23. And this rock is a little bit upweight. It's starting to come into the house. And now Walsh is looking to weld it right on top of the shot stone. So it is now Walsh sitting 2. And it's going to take a couple of shots for Aubrey to unlock that. And so Luba, so she went to a college town where students didn't have cars. So hitchhiking was a standard mode of transportation And no one was surprised to see curlers like Luba on the side of the road hitching a ride to the local club. This looks tight, perhaps. It might be on the guards. It is. It's going to tap the red guard and push it to the 12-foot. So a silver lining to that shot. So again, Walsh is sitting 2. Those rocks are pretty frozen together, like otter pops when you take them out of the freezer. And it looks like Walsh is going to draw and put up the guard.
See you tomorrow. Jeff, you're gonna remember. Remember what? I got it. 1 degree.
So it looks like Walsh is going to draw and put up a guard. Stipsar Walsh, as I noted, has similar competitive experience to with her third, going to those club national championships. She's also been to arena national championships, including 2012, 2013, winning medals both times, but then claiming gold in both 14 and 15. And this draw will settle in placing another one, freezing it onto the pile on the button, which this could be a bit dangerous. Depending on how the angles line up, I wonder if Aubrey could get all 3 of those stones moving. That seems to be where Aubrey has the broom placed. So we will see if this shot is on target. Debbie Aubrey has been working as a systems engineer for a very long time and not been curling long enough. Started curling in 2014 when Coyotes moved to their own facility just 9 years ago. And she knows she's quite fortunate to play on dedicated ice. So let us see if this rock motion is in order. She gets 1, gets 2, gets them all moving. Gets 1, gets 2. The third jams on the left, but that is a double takeout by Debbie Aubrey. Rock motion is in order. She gets 1, gets 2, gets them all moving. Gets 1, gets 2. The third jams on the left, but that is a double takeout. And that double takeout was brought to you by doubletakeout.com. And now Walsh is, the situation has changed. They were sitting 3. And now it's Aubrey sitting 1, 3, and 4. And Walsh is sitting second shot. I think they're going to draw around the center guard. Maybe sit for shot and perhaps be okay giving up 2. Could also be looking to hit that red, just based on the weight now. They want to make sure this yellow sticks around, and it will. And it's going to stick around for shot. So Aubrey looks to be forced here, perhaps. They're looking over who might be second shot. And I thought it looked yellow, but looking at the overhead, it's really hard to tell. It could be red. It's kind of the one things about broadcasting or watching curling on TV is just kind of asking yourself which rock is closer than the other, how the rocks might react on the ice. This really is a super fun sport where you're asked to throw a 42-pound rock down a 140-foot long sheet of ice and hopefully have a result that is going to be millimeter precise. And it looks like they might be trying to take on a cross house double. She's going to do the one. It's going to cross the house and go through. So it's going to be up to the Vices to see who is second. And there could be a measure in the offering. Or the measure in the offering. They did kick them, so we'll see who scored. And we'll know who scored when we see who gets set up to throw first in the next end. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue our coverage of the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. So welcome back to our women's championship game. It's turned into a pretty interesting affair as Team Walsh from San Francisco has stolen the first two ends, single points in both ends, against Team Aubrey playing out of Coyotes. You see in the background there is a digital clock. That digital clock is keeping track of the playing time, or the thinking time, to be more precise. Each team gets 30 minutes of thinking time to contemplate and deliver their shots. The clock starts as soon as their turn begins and ends as soon as the players begin their delivery.
It's not a visiting, it's an admonishment.
So the first yellow is not in play. And it looks like Aubrey's going to put up a corner guard, trying to generate some offense. Or offense. And it looks like Walsh is asking for a center guard. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I know I have. It's been a lot of work, but I think it's been worth it. And I hope you guys do as well. And it looks like that center guard is there, and it is touching the line. So the no-tick rule is in effect for that rock until after the fifth stone of the end is delivered. Next rock coming from Karen. And I think looking to draw around the corner guard that was just put up. And this is going to settle in the back 12 foot. It could be open. And it does appear to be so from this view. And it looks like Walsh is asking Major Armstrong to draw and put up either a new center guard or come into the house. I think it looks more guardy than in the house. So Major Armstrong was also at the 2023 U.S. Club Nationals. I believe this entire team was at Club Nationals. And this is going to make a tap, I believe, on the yellow. If not, it was very, very close. And so now that was the fifth rock to the end, and so now it can be clobbering time. to borrow a phrase from the hit Marvel franchise, The Fantastic Four. And let's see how many rocks Tracy can get moving. She's got one going out of the play, and then shoots the yellow into the house. So does change the end around. It does open things up. A bit of a silver lining there. And it looks like Major Armstrong's being asked to put a rock on the center line again, or near to it. Looks like just to the right of the center line. Weight looks a little light, and it's really curling there. Oh, it went sideways. I wonder if it picked on something. They're sweeping to clean the ice to see if there's anything there. There's been a couple unfortunate picks that we've seen on this broadcast. And just a not a bad outcome, though, considering. And now Tracy is going to, I imagine, do a heavy draw to pick out that yellow shot stone and stick around to be shot. This looks to be about board weight, it looks to be. It's going to hit the yellow, and it's going to hit the yellow at an angle so it doesn't jam on the red in the back. And so it's now Aubrey sitting first and third shot, while Walsh is sitting second. As Megan gets set for her next delivery. Looks like they're looking to hit that red on the nose, maybe roll to the right a little bit. And this looks to be pretty close to on the money. It's going to roll to the left a bit. And the red shot stone goes out of play. And the yellow is now shot on the left side across the house from the other Walsh counter. So Luba Brock, who hitchhiked to curling events in college, moved to British Columbia years later, and then to California, where she rediscovered a dedicated group of curlers playing on arena ice in the Bay Area. And it looks like this is going to hit and roll back towards the middle. This is going to roll towards the red of the back. That was a nice hit and roll there. I think they may have wanted it to be a little higher to hit the yellow instead of the red. But a good shot nonetheless. And Walsh, there's a pile in the back. They could keep trying to put more in under the cover, or they could split the rings. It looks like they're going to put more under cover as the broom's down now for Kimberly Chapin. And they want to make sure it gets around the guards. And let's switch to the delivery view. This is totally around the guards. Now it's going to be a question of how deep it goes and how far buried it goes. And it just really hit the brakes in the 8-foot. And it is pretty open. As in almost entirely open from this view. And so it looks like Aubrey's going to have Luba take that on. And this is Luba's second underway. Looks like a little up weight. I think looking to hit the yellow out, maybe roll to the left side. And this is maybe not curling up enough. They're trying to push it over. It just barely clips that yellow with enough energy to push it to the edge of the 12 foot. So Walsh could try the same shot again, and that does seem to be what's being called. I guess the situation is that maybe they don't want to draw to the other side because they would have to put it deep. If they put it high, it gives it gives Aubrey a chance to do a double takeout or hit and roll into the pile on the right. And we've seen that Team Aubrey can execute that shot. So now we will see what Sarah Walsh can do with the first of two skip stones without the hammer. So this draw weight looks pretty good. They're just cleaning it right now. I mean, even if it goes into the pile in the back, that wouldn't be bad. And it is going to go to the pile in the back, which I earlier said wouldn't be bad. So I'm going to stick by that until told otherwise. We're going to have the Commissioner of Curling Broadcast jump in. All plays are reviewable by the replay office in New York. So.
Like command center.
Yep, there's a command center. There's a bunch of men and women watching 20 cameras. Looking to see it. And we're all joking. Curling is a sport where teams largely self-officiate, although we do have a head ice official for enforcing the rules should it become necessary. But one of the good parts about curling is that we do call our own fouls. And let's see what is Aubrey doing. She's trying to get one yellow out. The shooter is going to roll to the back of the 12. And it's still going to be Walsh sitting shots. And they're looking at putting a yellow in the top 8 foot. And it's really, I believe, a shot to make it hard for Aubrey to get both yellows out of play. And then also, if Aubrey were to choose to draw to the button for a single point, then it just puts some clutter in the path. So the broom is down by Kimberly Chapin. We mentioned in the earlier game this morning that Sarah Walsh has international experience, as does Kimberly, but unique to Sarah is that she was a gold medalist at the Torneo Ice Brasil de Curling, which is a mixed doubles event, and she won that in 2022. And she is looking, this needs to be in the house. It needs to be counting, and it's going to be a little short. So this could be an opportunity for Debbie Aubrey. And they're looking to line up a takeout. I don't know about the path exactly. They started on the outside and they switched the broom to the inside. And now they're changing sides here. As the front end was getting the rock ready. Trying to trick me for a second. So I guess they concluded that takeout was not there. And so they're going to be content to try to draw for one to get on the board here in the third end. And so this is Debbie Aubrey's last here with the hammer in the third. This weight looks a little up. This is also a path that the team hasn't been down much this game. And they also saw that the last draw from Walsh came up a little light. But this is coming up a little heavy. Is it going to sit down? It does not. And yellow steals another point. So Team Walsh is going to go up 3-0 heading into the fourth end. And we'll be right back as our coverage continues from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Rots in play. We are underway here in the fourth end. At the end of this end, we will be taking a 5-minute break as teams have a chance to rest up, have a quick snack, and talk things over with each other about the second half of the game. And there is quite a bit to talk about in this first half. It always would be fun to eavesdrop on their debriefing, but we'll definitely give them their privacy. Right now, it's been a situation where there's a complicated situations in the house, a lot of rocks in play, and Aubrey has a shot, and sometimes they go a little long and leading to Walsh stealing a point, and that's happened for the first 3 ends. And Walsh is opening this end with a center guard and then following that up by drawing to the button. And so now Aubrey is ignoring the corner guard she put up with her first and asking Karen Cole to draw around the center to get to the house. I really think Aubrey is really going to be more aggressive to put rocks into the center of the house to score in this end. Maybe changing up the strategy of the game. And so the draw is making its way down. This is coming up a little light. It's going to be more of a. It's going to end up as a guard. So I'm assuming that was the call. They put up a guard. I thought they were going to go into the house. And so now Walsh is adding another center guard just to continue to clog up that center channel with the first stone coming from Maiden Armstrong. And this is going to be a center guard. And it's going to park in front of the red, but not touch it. As you can see from this view when I change the camera angles. So now it is clobbering time. Or it's morphin time. You choose. So Aubrey's looking to clear the guards with Tracy Drummond's net stone. Tracy's thankful for playing on dedicated ice. She's had the opportunity to play on numerous Bonspiel teams and women's competitive teams. And this looks like it's trying to get 2 stones moving. It gets the yellow moving briefly, but the red is the primary mover as it goes through the house out of play. And it looks like Walsh is going to put up the guard again. So apparently when Megan was starting out as a junior, she wore a purple shiny tracksuit. And now she knows that as an adult curler, her style isn't as loud, but her volume when calling line is. And this is going to be a high guard if it gets over the line. And it does not. It is a hard stone. They're going to have to put $1 in the jar. There's no jar for this event, by the way. They have to pay it to me directly. So now there's an opportunity for Drummond to clear more guards. And this looks like it's going to make contact with something. It's going to hit the yellow on the outside and just push it through the house out of play. And so now Walsh, I believe, is going to put the guard back up. She has it closer to the center line. I wonder if she wants to move it a little to the left so it's better guarding the shot stone, which is offset to the left from the center line. And they're also looking to come at it from the different direction. So let's see how Kimberly Chapin does putting up this guard. And looks like some good sweeping action from the front end. And it's going to, looks like it's going to finish really nicely. And it does finish just to the left of the center. It does have, or does leave a port for Aubrey to go through with Luba Brock's first stone. It looks like they're going to do a heavy draw, I believe. Hit the yellow shot stone and then roll back under cover. And Brock gets set. And is away. Heavy draw, I think, looking for a hit and roll. This is curling. Is it going to get past the guard? And it is not going to. It's going to crash on the guard. And then the shooter's going to spill into the house on the right side there. So that guard did its job. So this might be an important lesson for younger curlers because younger curlers tend to be more aggressive. Guards have a very useful purpose. As the next rock comes from Kimberly. And And I say that jokingly. I guess stereotypically juniors, especially junior men, have the tendency to use takeouts as their solution to almost any curling problem. And then as they mature, they realize that more nuanced play could help them win more games. So the guard was put back up. And it looks like Aubrey's asking Brock to do a takeout now down this left side. Needs to make sure it doesn't curl into the guard. And I think this is going to be close. So working to hold the line. It looks to be past the guard, and once it's past the guard, they're going to be off. It noses the yellow, which goes out of play, and is now Aubrey sitting 2 in the house. So that was a good takeout there by Luba Brock. So it looks like Walsh is going to try to follow Luba's takeout shot down the way. And this is going to be interesting to see how close the rocks are, because you try to have similar delivery styles and releases, but there's variations. It's like a golf swing. People have different golf swings, and most of the time, as long as it gets the job done, it's okay. But in a situation like this, where you're trying to follow someone down, those factors can come to the fore. This weight looks a little light compared to what Luba threw. Supers are on it. They could be looking for a plan B. It's really tight to the guard, and it does crash on the guard. It does kick the guard into the rings, and the shooter also went through the house out of play. Well, to the back of the sheet. It's still in play, although technically it's not scoring. So now this seems to be an opportunity that Aubrey was waiting for. They're sitting 2 in the rings. The front of the house is wide open. They could put a second or third stone in a lot of places and make it a challenge for Walsh to respond. So the broom's down. I think they're looking to maybe just put a center rock up to make it hard for Walsh to take out the shot stone, which it seems to be a sensible strategy. They're down 3. They have a chance to score 2 or more, and so put up a center stone to secure the advantage. This is a little light, but the line is the most important part. And it's coming back. It's going to get back to the center line and sit in front of that shot stone. And so there is a merry Christmas tree of rocks in front of the house. Almost like an M logo for a ski resort or something. So a couple options here. They're looking at maybe hitting the yellow on the right and then rolling or drawing through the ports on the right. They could try to go through the ports on the left, but those are pretty narrow, and there might be a question of what they might get with that type of shot. So it looks like they're going to draw through the port here on the right as Sarah Walsh makes her way to the hack. And she gets set for a crucial shot facing 2 without the hammer in the 4th. So looking at the weight, I think they are going to try the in off. Sweepers are trying to hold the line. This is going to be pretty close, although it's now over curling into the guard. And the shooter rolls wide, and so now the door is open for Debbie Aubrey to draw for 3 to draw even and basically start the game over in the second half. Might be a whole new ball game in about 7 minutes. So again, this is very similar to the last 3 ends, although this is a situation where Aubrey is now holding the advantage and is looking to convert. I said convert, although it sounded like converse. I meant convert. Drawing for a 3rd point is Debbie Aubrey here with a hammer in the 4th. This looks pretty good. You can see it start to curl now, so it's going to miss that yellow. Now it's a matter of sitting down before reaching the back 12, and there's not a problem at all. That is a score of 3 by Debbie Aubrey to tie things up, and we're going to have a whole new ball game when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. And DoubleTakeout.com is presenting this event, and if you have a chance to visit the site, you can see the world's best ranking system for curling. You can see how your favorite teams stack up against the field in the world, and see how they compare against key curling stats, including steel efficiency, hammer efficiency, and more. That's all at DoubleTakeout.com. So the teams are taking a break, and we will too. We'll be back in about 4 minutes when we come back to the club playdowns from Coyotes Curling Club. Welcome back to the Women's Championship of the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. This is your host, Ryan, and if you just tuned in, you joined us at a great time. You missed a very exciting first half, but thankfully you can check out the highlights by rewatching this video after it's done. After Team Walsh out of San Francisco was able to steal single points in each of the first three ends, Team Aubrey out of Coyotes responds in a big way with a 3 spot in the fourth. And we are all square here at 3. The winner gets a ticket to participate in the U.S. Club Nationals. I say that jokingly because when you say you get a ticket, it's like, do you get to attend it or you just get to participate in it? And you get to participate in the Club Nationals. It'd be kind of lame to say, hey, you get to go to this event that's open to the public. But they do get to go to Club Nationals. Set to be played in Fargo, I believe. And then the winner of the Nationals will get to go to a new North American Championship sponsored by Everest Funeral Concierge, where it will pit the winning club national teams from both the U.S. and Canada to see who will reign supreme. It should be a very exciting event. This is a new North American Championship, and they'll be coming to TVs this spring on CBS Sports Network. So lots of play underway. Teams have had a chance to pause and reflect on the first half of the game. So let's see if they are changing up strategy. And it does appear to be a little bit. But also partly be due to the fact that this is the first time that Walsh has hammer in this game. So Aubrey, following the strategy of a team that doesn't have the hammer, is putting rods in the center of the house. And now Walsh seems to be going after them after putting up a corner guard.
It's like the casino having back row as a separate.
And this is the net strike coming from Tracy Drummond. She's also played on mixed teams with Team Baird and Team Leclerc. When not curling, she attempts to maintain some life balance as a practicing pediatrician, which pays for the fun that she has while curling and playing pickleball. And this is going to go a little deep, and it's going to go through the house, escorted from the premises by Sarah Walsh, who is as mean as a bouncer at a Tempe nightclub. That's my running joke for the weekend, though. Tempe nightclubs. And I say that I've never been to a Tempe nightclub, so I have no idea what they're like. Net strike coming from Agent Armstrong. Looking, I think, to move some granite. Needs to come over a little bit more. It looks pretty good now. Unlocks the red that was in the top of the house. That red goes bye-bye. And yellow is now sitting shots in the top 12 foot. And there could be a yellow nibbler with the yellow that Maiden just threw. And it looks like Tracy's going to be asked to take those on. Going with the clockwise in turn if you're a righty. And this is going to get one of the stones. And that's all. The shooter also rolls out of play. And so now Walsh is looking to split the rings. And this is the strategy for a team that has the hammer to split the rings and to create as wide a scoring area as possible. And also planning to being able to make a shot to the middle to secure a multiple point end. This weight looks pretty good. The sweepers are on it, so they might think it's light. And actually, as it comes down the ice, it looks light. It's over curling right now, and looks like it could be on the guard. And it just kissed it and rolls back towards the center. And so now Aubrey's looking to, I think, hit the shot stone and roll under cover to the right. So Luba Brock, she moved to British Columbia and then California. In California, with only a handful of, quote, competitively interested women curlers in the state, the Violet team from Southern California invited her to play on the mixed team representing California at Club Nationals. So this kisses the yellow with just enough force to get it to go away. And so now we have an open house. And I'm like, Walsh is looking to draw in, but I wonder if Walsh is thinking about trying to blank this end and then carry the hammer to the even ends, which could be a dangerous game considering how close this match is. Next stone coming from Kimberly Chapin. Looking to draw around the guards. Now they're just cleaning. The sweepers are. I think hoping it will start to finish behind the guards, but it's going to be really open on the center line, and it's going to be a tempting target for Luba to take on. So Luba joins Team Violet. And despite the distance and inability to practice together, the team fared surprisingly well. However, she later moved to Atlanta, which didn't have curling ice at the time. That made practice with the California team challenging, to say the least. So looking for takeout. This is over curling. I think it's going to clip the guard. It does. The guard goes out of play. The shooter does too. And so now Walsh is going to take that as another opportunity to try and come around that corner guard. So Kimberly, like her skip, has some international experience. She was able to go to the Pacific International Cup and won silver twice in 2015-16. And then also claimed gold in the international pool in 2018. And this weight looks pretty good. It needs to sit down, and it's not going to. Goes through the house, out of play. So a missed opportunity there from Walsh to put another counter in the rings. The line was a lot better. The weight was just a little too much up. So we are now just very quickly down to skip stones. Debbie's served on the board at Coyotes Curling Club since 2017 and first ventured into skipping in 2018. She's been playing with Tracy, Luba, and Karen in various bonspiels and competitions since 2022. So Debbie here is looking to hit the yellow shot stone and roll under cover. This might roll out, although it's staying above the tee line. Now it goes, but it's going to park itself in the thick of the 12-foot area. So the broom's down for Sarah Walsh. And let's see what's on tap here. It looks like they're going to try and draw around the corner guard again. This is, I think, the third attempt. And the sweepers jump on it. Definitely looks a little on the light side. I think they wanted to make sure it gets a piece of the 8-foot for shots, and it looks really close. They're really digging in. Is it going to get there? And it will. It's going to settle in, biting the 4-foot. That was a great sweep by the front end. And for those that are not in the know, sweepers, if they're really good, can help a stone go between 6 and, say, 10 feet beyond what it would do normally. So that is it's a very powerful tool, and teams that know how to do it really fare well. So that rock is about 20% buried at most. It's pretty open, and so I think Aubrey's just gonna take that out, and then I think maybe force Walsh to draw for one. So Debbie Aubrey gets set in the hack. When not curling, you can find her flying in the wind tunnel, playing pickleball with other Coyotes curlers, and hanging with her husband and parrots. So this looks pretty good. It's going to hit the yellow. Is it going to jam? It does not. The shooter rolls out of play. So if Walsh wanted to take the blank on, it is there. They're looking at it, I believe.
Eric, you talked about the bleachers like day one.
And they just need to hit the red and have the shooter roll away to carry the hammer to the 6th end.
After you, Brian. Now that they're on wheels, it's easier. Much easier. That'd be great.
So this is going to be a key shot. This is kind of the dilemma that Aubrey faced in her ends, where the other team is holding shots, and they take a risky shot to hopefully score or minimize the damage. It just misses ever so slightly. Let's see if Sarah Walsh's shot is on target. It looks pretty close. And it's going to hit. It's going to roll towards the center. And it's not going to go through the house out of play. It's going to be a force of 1. And so Aubrey is going to have the hammer as we go to the 6th end. And we will be right back as our coverage continues from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, presented by DoubleTakeout.com.
No, they were like, just like, so like, how
So we're in third rots here in the sixth end. And we see Luba Brock put up a center guard. It's a very messy house, which has been the situation throughout this entire game. And it looks like Aubrey is sitting one, but there are 3 yellow Walsh stones around it. And I'm sure Walsh would like Kimberly Chapin to make an impact there. It's going to hit the guards. Maybe open things up a little bit. The red guard crashed on another guard and spun towards the house, but did not reach the rings. So apologies for my audio absence, although some people probably didn't miss me all that much. I noticed that some of the batteries are about to go on the equipment, and I thought that would be bad to have cameras turn off in the middle of the game. So I switched them out. So apologies for any inconvenience. So now I think Aubrey is looking to raise the red. No, I think they're looking to put the guard back up. This is coming up light, it appears, but it will get over the hog line and then park right there. Just like someone who finds the best parking spot and just grabs it and then doesn't go any further. You guys know what I'm talking about. So the situation here for Walsh is that there's a lot of chances to get yellows into the house, but the question is, how do they get the yellows into a place where it scores? Also, Aubrey has the hammer this end, so it could be a situation where would they be content to give up 1 point and then have a chance to maybe score 2 with the hammer in the 7th. So we are down to skip stones. And I think they're going to try and raise the yellow towards the button as Sarah Walsh gets set. She's a lefty, so when we say the clockwise, it's not an out turn, it's the opposite arm rotation for her. But it's still a clockwise spin. This looks like it could be close to making contact, but I don't know how much force it's going to have. So it does bring another yellow into the house, but it doesn't disrupt the red that is just sitting cozy and comfortable right on the button. So Walsh is talking things over with her team about the shot to take. I think they were looking to draw, I think, in front and just kind of put up a guard to block Walsh's chance from promoting another yellow into the house. Also for Aubrey, the question is, like, how do they get another red into the house? There's that red on the right that I thought they could do something with, but I don't know if they can raise that red into a scoring position. So brooms down. I think they're looking to draw. Not to go into the house necessarily, but to just kind of junk up the front. And Debbie's shot is away. And this looks to be a guard. Sweepers are just cleaning right now, just letting it go where it may. And it decides to sit down in the top of the guard zone. We call it a one guard in the curling biz. And so that does block some of the run back possibilities, although it looks like Walsh is looking at a red, yellow combination to kick out the red and then be sitting 3 or 4. Probably 3 once the red is taken into account. So when you look at it from the head on, that stone is an open target. And some of the top curlers in the world do compare this sport to billiards or pool. I don't know why I called billiards billiards, but there we go. This is going to be, this could be for the game here. As the shot is away. Needed weight, but is it going to get back enough? It's going to get the red, but it hits it at the wrong angle and pushes yellow to the back 8, not really disrupting things too much. And so now Aubrey is looking at doing a raise of her own, an angle raise of the red. But when you look at it from this head-on view, which is slightly askew now, my apologies. It doesn't, it looks like she can see a sliver of it. With a key shot here coming from Debbie Aubrey. The hammer in the 6th. So I don't think it has enough energy to make a difference, and it doesn't. So it looks to be a force of 1. So we've seen it all. We've seen steals, we've seen multiple point ends, and now we've seen a couple of forces. And we are going to go into the 7th end. All square again, Aubrey and Walsh. And we will see what Walsh can do with the hammer when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Welcome to the 4th quarter of our women's championship. They don't call them quarters in curling, but it has the feeling we have 2 ends to go. And the difference will definitely be made in these next 2 ends. as the first rock from Karen Cole settles in as a rock in the top of the house, so it is hittable. And it looks like Amy might be taking it on or drawing a corner guard. And it's going to be a corner guard. And this looks like a tight corner guard. Mission accomplished. And so now I think Aubrey's asking Karen to put up another center guard. And actually this looks to be going around the center stone and going to... ooh, it chips off of the red. I thought it was going to go towards the button. But it does wreck on the original shot stone and rolls wide left. And so now it looks like Amy's going to put up a second corner guard, this time on the other side of the rings. We're looking to do the takeout. She's going to get one stone, jams on the second red, and the second red goes out of the house. The shooter rolls under the corner guard, so the corner guard is in play. Just a quick update on the time. Teams started with 30 minutes, and both teams have just around 10 minutes or 9 minutes to finish two ends of play, which should be plenty of time. As Tracy Drummond pushes out a hack. And I think they're looking to draw around the cornerstones. And that would also sort of split the rings. So the two reds are now slightly offset, and so they could throw some heat, maybe hit the red on the right and have the yellow spin back onto the yellow and go for a double takeout. Just needs to hit it right in betwixt the two reds. Trying to push it over. I think it's not going to get over enough. Oh, it gets the one. Just the one on the left from this view, and then squirts out of the house. So now Aubrey's gesturing to draw around. As Tracy gets set. And looking to draw around. The line looks pretty good. The weight is also pretty close. Although it did pull up. So it settles in at the top of or above the house as a center guard. So Walsh has the hammer. And it looks like they're going to try the double again. And this weight looks to be like a solid, like a control takeout, not a pistol. This looks pretty close. It's going to get one and then jam and spin up. So now it is shot stone, somewhat sheltered, as it were. So it's a little protected, but people have noted that it could be picked out. So it looks like Luba Brock is being asked to draw. Curious about that shot. It kind of makes it dangerous by getting so close to the red that's already in the house. This is a little bit heavy though, but it's going to sit down, I believe, in the back 8.
Well, they were shot before, but now that one's really shot.
So now Aubrey is sitting 2. As Kimberly makes her delivery. Sweepers are going hard for line. I think trying to get on top of the red. It looks like they're going to crash on the red and push it even further under cover. The shooter's going to roll to the center of the house. And now Aubrey is going to make a play on that new yellow rock in the house. This is Luba's second.
Yeah, is any of that English? Is it in Wingdings font?
This looks to be a little wide. It's coming back now. It will clip the yellow and the red shooter will roll out of play. So mission accomplished by Luba Brock.
You're supporting the man. You gotta support the artist, not the man.
You're supporting the Canadian man?
And it looks like Walsh is not seeing a lot of trade options. The shot stone is in the back, and so they could get rid of it, but then where do they put their stone to transport multiple points? The second red is pretty well tucked behind that yellow.
You have to know what it says to get there.
And so I think they're going to try and draw around all those rocks on the right. And sweeping for line, it looks like it's going to be around the corner rocks. And it's going to park in front of the Aubrey shot stone. And now Walsh is shot. And I think Aubrey's just going to follow Walsh's rock down and park right on top. It suits Aubrey to just narrow the scoring area. I mean, it could have been possible for Aubrey to pick out the yellow shot stone and be sitting 3 or just 2. But this also works well for Team Aubrey. This looks pretty solid. Just needs to make sure it gets around that red. And it does. And it's going to sit down right on top of the yellow. It looks like Walsh is still shot. And so it looks like Walsh is looking at maybe hitting the red on the edge and then rolling. It does possibly set up a double for Aubrey to take on with her last without the hammer. And That does seem to be the call as as Walsh makes her way down the sheets. I think looking for backline weight based on where the broom is set as Sarah Walsh kicks out a hack. This looks pretty close. The sweepers are going, I think, for line and also weight. Looks like it's going to make an impact on the... ooh, it's slowing down now. So it just ends up covering that redstone on that side. So if they had like an extra 2 feet of weight, that would have done the job that they wanted. And so now it looks like this looks dangerous. Luba and Debbie are looking to line up a takeout where I think they're looking to. They were initially looking to maybe do yellow with red, yellow. Somehow get all those yellows out. But now they're going to be content to draw to the button, maybe draw all the way to the yellow shot stone and out count it.
I told him, I go, these are the cookies my dad always had a lot of. He always had a bag of those mulatto cookies in the house at all times.
So this is a draw looking to be shot after this. If it's a miss, then Walsh has a chance to draw for 2. Her shot's away. This looks like it might be a little light. It could be curling into the yellow at the top of the house. And so it is in the 12 foot. I would say it's light. I would maybe mark that as an error. And now Walsh needs to draw to the button to get 2 points and retake the lead in this game. And be up 2 coming home without the hammer. This is a very crucial shot as Sarah Walsh cleans her rock. Gets focused. So this scoring area is the size of a foot, but getting there is going to be pretty tricky. Also having the weight correct. The past couple shots have been too light, but this might be too heavy, as it is on target, but now it's sitting down. Oh, and it sits down right on the back of the lid. And it is I'm not quite sure what the score was on that. It definitely got the crowd going. We'll have to see what the score is posted when we come back. It is a score of 2, so Walsh retakes the lead and is up 2 coming home, but Team Aubrey has the hammer and the chance to tie things up and even win when we come back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns live from the Coyotes Curling Club. Rocks in play, and we are underway. Team Walsh got their first multiple point end of this game. Team Aubrey has one multiple point end of their own as well. Walsh took a 2-point lead to be up 6-4 over Aubrey, but Aubrey has a hammer coming home. And this is obviously a crucial end. The winner of this game is our MoPac champion, and they will advance to the U.S. Club Nationals next year in Fargo. They will join Team McBride out of Orange County, which won the men's game last night. That was a very exciting affair, and if you have a chance to catch the replay, it's on YouTube, as are all of our MoPac broadcasts. Definitely excited to share curling from our region to everyone throughout the world. As Amy Verwey Cohen delivers her last rock of regulation. This looks a little bit up weight. It looks like they're trying to put rocks in the house in the back. Unless that first rock was a mistake. Because this is more of a guard. And I think they're definitely trying to coax play into the house. And so then they can get into a takeout game and hopefully run Aubrey out of rocks. Aubrey, of course, probably doesn't want to play that game. They probably want to score 2 or 3 and win the game. So Karen Cole delivers her last. And listen, they are going to draw around the corner guard that Karen put up with her first. And then after this rock, it will be the 5th rock of the end. And then after the 5th rock, teams can go to town clearing guards and trying to open things up. That was a great shot there from Karen. I don't think it's entirely buried, although looking from the head-on view, it does appear to be pretty close to buried. As Megan Armstrong makes her way from the hack. So this looks to be trying to draw onto the stone that Karen just threw, I believe. This weight looks a little up, and the line was a little wide, so it's going to settle in as shot in the 8-foot. If we're able to freeze on top of the stone that Karen just threw, that would have been aces. As it is, there's 3 Walsh stones in the house to 1 Aubrey. But if you're Aubrey, that gives a lot of targets to aim at to try and put a lot of rocks in play. As Tracy gets set. And now they're looking to make some noise, looking to take out the top yellow, maybe make contact with another yellow in the back. But the Yellowstone does go through the house out of play.
It's stylish. It's very stylish.
So it looks like Megan's going to try that draw to the red rock again. It does serve to narrow the scoring area, which is a solid strategy, although when you're up, you want to maybe reduce the opportunity for the other team to score multiple points. This weight looks pretty good. The line is better. I think it's going to end up tapping the red back ever so slightly, and it does roll towards the center. So now there's a double lined up for Tracy to take on. Both teams have around 6 minutes to finish playing this end, and that is plenty of time. Looking for, looks like heavy draw weights just to maybe move some of the rots around. Create some back stops to park their red rocks in front of. And this looks like it's going to make contact on one yellow, and it hits the other yellow out of the house. It looks to be red sitting 1 right now. And so this is kind of, I think, some of the danger that comes in with the strategy that Walsh has been playing. Because also there's one yellow next to the Aubrey that was just put into the house. But it looks like Aubrey's sitting 1, 3, 5, and Walsh is 2 and 4. As Kimberly Chapin throws her first. They're just cleaning now. Now they're digging in. I think they want to make sure it gets around the guard, and once it gets around the guarding rock, sweep it to bury it, and it gets as far as the 4-foot and appears to be out counting that Walsh, sorry, that Aubrey red, but just barely from the overhead, like by like a slice of American cheese. So this is a Luba Brock's first. So she moved to Georgia, and then she eventually moved to Arizona, and started taking up golf, but then rediscovered curling and has been back to the sport ever since. So this shot is going to, ooh. It does push one of the yellows further back to the house, creating more of a wall to draw rocks to, but also ends up pushing the yellow to the button and is solidly shot now. However, it is exposed, and the red is exposed, and so I think they might be looking at going to the reds on the left, and then also kind of creating multiple targets that Aubrey would have to address. So they're cleaning. This definitely has the takeout weight. I don't think it's going to stick around unless it noses. It does nose, and it rolls under the center red. That was a really solid shot there from Kimberly Chapin. So they're cleaning. This definitely has the takeout weight. I don't think it's going to stick around unless it noses. It does nose, and it rolls under the center red. That was a really solid shot there from Kimberly Chapin. So back to the live action as Luba's second stone is away. Looking to, I think, maybe hit the yellow on the side. I don't know if it's going to come back, or maybe hit their own and roll under. It does hit their own and roll under. These are some pretty excellent shots here. And so now, I think the easiest, I say the easiest, this is important to note that Walsh is up 2. So if they give up 1, that's fine. They still win the game. Even if you end up 2 is not the end of the world, because they would go to the extra end and have the hammer. And so the question is, how do they make sure that Aubrey can't get more than 1 rock? Or at least more than 2. You know, giving up 1 is good, giving up 2 is okay, giving up 3 is no bueno. So it looks like Walsh might be trying to draw in just to put another yellow counter to make it harder for Aubrey to get rid of all the yellow rocks in the house. If Walsh needed to store, I think they would do the red, yellow, red combination that's down the center. But again, as we said, they only need to just not give up more than 2 points. So looking to draw, I think they might be going for a guard. Just put it on the center line so that Aubrey can't do the run back. Or actually, they might want to put it just to the right of the center to try and prevent making a sort of play on the yellow on the right. So that looks pretty good. Maybe if it curled another 4 inches, that could have been good. So timeout's been called. Oh, it's not been called. So they have 5.5 minutes.
You still have 2 minutes worth of time. Why do we
So they have plenty of time to talk it over. Just about 5 minutes. And so they're looking to line up the angle. So they're looking to do the tap, raise, red onto yellow onto red. And that would be a setup shot, perhaps. And then try to get a second point with their last. So looking at the angle from the head-on view, it does appear that they could do the tap. It's that yellow guard that Aubrey was kind of tapping with her broom might interfere with the run. And then she was also looking at maybe running the yellow onto yellow just to kind of clear them out of the way, I suppose. There doesn't appear to be an easy in-off on the right side from this view. So it looks like Aubrey's really looking at this this run here down the middle. The front end, as you can see, are just cleaning the path to make sure there's no debris that could disrupt the shot. That's some good time management there by the front end of Team Aubrey. The broom's down for Debbie Aubrey. And this is going to be a crucial shot here, and I think this is a setup shot. I don't think they can get 2 or more out of this shot alone. They're going to need to throw their last, and I think that will give Walsh an opportunity to make it harder for Aubrey to score those 2 or more points. And the shot's away. Sweepers are just walking with it. And this needs to come back, I think. And it just, kisses the red. Pushes to the back 4-foot. So now it is Walsh sitting 2. So that was I think the mistake. And I didn't think that was possible. So there's a very lonely 2 yellows sitting shot. If Aubrey were able to get those 2 out of the scoring area, Aubrey could win the game. So I think they're going to put a stone in front of the path that Debbie Aubrey just took. Just to prevent an easy type of slash takeout down that path. And the shot's away. This is a critically important shot to hold on to the 2 here. And also, just as a reminder, they can give up 1, they can give up 2. And this is over curling a bit, perhaps, unless they wanted to make sure they prevented the run back on the red. So now it's possible, I think, for Aubrey to maybe hit the yellow on the left, just kind of smash it on the side into the yellow on the right, and then have the original yellow roll over the top out of the 8-foot. It needs to get past the 8-foot to really score. When you look at it from the head on, the line, the path is definitely there. It's very tight, but it's there. And this is going to be this is for a ticket to the championship, or a ticket to the national championship. Debbie Aubrey gets set in the hack. The broom is down, and the hammer is away. The last shot of regulation. Sweeping to hold the line. It looks close. It gets 1. Gets the second one. Oh! My goodness. Handshakes. As I explained what happened, the red hit the yellow, but the yellow jammed the other yellow, which is what it wanted. But the second yellow went scooting out. But then the first yellow just kind of spun back towards the back 4-foot. And so it is a steal of 1, and the championship for Team Walsh. So congratulations to Amy Verwey-Cohen, Armstrong, Kimberly Chapin, and Sarah Walsh, plus Coach Eric Chiarella Jensen. They are going on to the Club Nationals in Fargo. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to Team Aubrey, who put up a heck of a fight in this championship game. Definitely makes it very heartening to see the caliber of competition and the spirit of curling here in our region. And I hope you definitely enjoyed the event. We will be back in January for the MoPac Mixed Fours, coming to you from Oakland, California, hosted by San Francisco Bay Area Curling. So as we wrap things up, again, congratulations to Team Walsh. They will be joining Team McBride as our representatives to Club Nationals. And so before we sign off, just again, a hearty thank you to our presenting sponsor. That is Ken Pomeroy's DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is the source of curling statistics, and you can check it out at DoubleTakeout.com. So for all of us here at MoPac, Coyotes Curling, and DoubleTakeout.com, this has been your host, Ryan Olson, for the last time, saying so long and good night from Tempe, Arizona.